And Living Cities is an organization that funded the Ujima Collective program. And so the groundwork that was laid for years in advance before my arrival to step into the role and develop the business training curriculum plan with my experience of being a business consultant and trainer for many, many years with the Women's Business Center here in Albuquerque, and additionally overseas, coaching international companies to go into the Asian market, and lived in Dalian, China, and did much of that work. And so my heart has always been centered around how we empower our people and our communities to be able to generate the economies that we need to stimulate, and to additionally support those who need empowerment through financial employment. Okay? And so Ujima Collective itself is a 10-month program for the first cohort. And basically, that required a lot of tenacity on the part of yes training and developing the program and so forth, but also the commitment of each and every one of our Ujima Collective participants, which you will meet today. We're going to do a roll call, just so you can know who they are in the room. And so first, Miss Brenda Marley with Miss Marley's House of Colors. Give them a wave. Everybody give some love. We have Mr. Marvin Nathan in the house with United We Dance. Give us some love, everybody. Dr. Emmanuel Asanye from OMENKA App. Give us some love, everybody. Let me tell you, baby, you gotta visit the stable. I mean, I'm wearing this lovely fabric and my pants and my jewels. Okay. And we'll keep it rolling with Dr. Gail Bradley over on this side with Desert Motions Chiropractic. Now, where are you? I say, this is tag team back again. I'm showing up old now. Nobody's saying with me. I'm embarrassed. Okay, keep going. And the father and son duo in the back. Will you give a stand? And this is Walanja Jr. and Walanja Sr. Here you go. And African family culture and talent. And his baby buddy business will be a barber shop. What's the name of the barber shop? Tell him.
Kijiji Cuts.
Say it louder.
Kijiji Cuts.
That's right. Kijiji Cuts will be coming. Okay, and so we are going to move to Mr. Kenneth Winfrey, none other in the South. And Kenneth is the proud owner and founder of Umoja Behavioral Health. All right. We have none other than Tamara Gardner. If you can give a stand, ma'am, you better stand up for that. Okay, give her a round of applause in the house. Seeds of Joy Psychiatry. Seeds of Joy Psychiatry. In the back of the room, not that she finished last at anything, doing all those homework assignments and staying up late at night. Stand up, you better start standing when I speak. All right, Miss Cheyenne Frazier, inspired by Agnes. Actually, I want all the team to stand up. Now, y'all give a round of applause for all these young people. All right, beautiful. Let's keep it going with none other than, and I mean, I should have you up here dancing. And see, I have two left feet, everybody, so don't ask me. It's my brother with all the moves, and she's laughing because I've been to Dr. Nia's dance class on an occasion, and she was like, you do have two left feet. But anyhow, Dr. Nia Harris in the house. Urban Oasis Apothecary, Urban Oasis Apothecary. And Queen Jupera Johnson. Jupera Johnson in the back. And Kennerap's collection. Yay! And also her lovely daughter Naya is a young and up-and-coming entrepreneur at how many years of age? 6 years of age. And so we want to give her a huge round of applause as our Ujima Junior member. And she is outside outside with the food trucks, okay? And food trucks are not till 4 to 7, so don't run out there and be like, give me some food. She has delightful treats and lemonade, and I want every single one of you to go patronize her lemonade stand and her treats and take a photo and post it and blast it and all those things. And she is out in the front courtyard sweating it out for y'all with delicious, refreshing, cold, icy beverages. Okay, so we're gonna move to this side of the room. Can you take a stand, the man with the plan, Mr. Dakari McCoy. And Dakari McCoy is the owner and founder of Afrolytics Yoga LLC. And if you need tutoring services for your children or an adult, I mean, what do you do? Biochemistry, and he can tutor in what else? Engineering and computer science and all the mathematic equationing you need. Get with this man, okay? And set up your kids for success. We have none other than Ms. Oriana Cottrell. And Oriana Originals is her company. Oriana Originals was our representative for Ujima Collective to travel to Kenya. When did you get back from Kenya?
Friday night.
She got back Friday night and still tabled and all of these things. But represented along with the University of New Mexico's trip out to Kenya to learn about entrepreneurship there and forming those relationships and education and use some of these Swahili skills, right? All right. So thank you so much, Oriana. And next, we have none other than Arlen Nelson. And Arlen, don't you play with me. Arlen Nelson with Trickster Entity. And so if you need media, if you need anyone to set you up for success in your presentations or design, you a logo, you can see my main man back here, Mr. Arlen. He also is the representative for our economic development department as well. So if you have questions and things like that with the state's Office of Economic Development for Cultural Services and Business, see Mr. Arlen. All right. And so, this is a beautiful collective. Ujima, does anyone know the meaning of the word Ujima? Anybody in the room? Okay. So in Swahili, Ujima itself means collective work and responsibility. So we're going to say Ujima 3 times. Ujima. 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 Collective work and responsibility is the business at play when we're working through and with Ujima Collective. And so one of the things that we call upon is that all of these members no longer look at themselves as solopreneurs or individual or I'm the head, somebody in charge, but that they truly have evolved with building teams and relationships and depending on one another's and partner community organizations to be able to build their companies and scale to the next level, and that can be as far as you want to go. And so a lot of that work, can be centered or is centered around trust and relationships. And so one of the things that we prioritize is making sure that we had enough time to build relationship. And so I'm going to ask for all of our collective members to please come up stage front and from behind your table as they are walking from behind their tables. So come on, don't y'all be shy. Right here down center. And we're going to share with you a few of our village agreements. And I will ask Oriana to share with you what a village agreement is.
Our village agreements are standards that we made amongst ourselves to hold ourselves accountable, rules that we as a collective value and utilize and respect as a group. We decided on these. They are We decided on them as a collective, and we hold to them as a collective.
So, they decided and they hold each other accountable. And if we can scoot down just a little bit so that everybody can be seen, y'all are awesome, phenomenal, amazing. And these are absolutely leaders in our community that you are able to come to for guidance, support, I'd say a little bit of wisdom, care, and reach and lean into. Okay, so we're gonna pass the mic down, and if you can each give us one of our village agreements and what that means to you, and don't go twice trying to steal somebody else's. Everybody knows my favorite, so I'm just gonna get it out of the way. What is it?
Step up and step back.
Step up to step back. And so I practice the philosophy of warming up the space, the stage, being the sacrificial lamb, all the things. Stepping up in a role of leadership requires you to really do a lot of self-evaluation and reflection and all those aha moments and let me get it straight. Y'all are welcome. Please come on into the room, find a space. We welcome everybody. And so making sure that we honor those agreements and that we come in our service. But there comes a time, and many times in our communities, the leadership is so busy holding on forever and ever, right? And not preparing the next generation. So each of these individuals can tell you personally that my philosophy is I've got to step up and pave this way so I get out of the way so that you can lead and step forward and be in these spaces and correct me when I'm out of order and be my guiding light and be that support. So stepping up, step up to step back. So whomever landed with the microphone next, what's that next village agreement?
Giving to the point of sacrifice.
Giving to the point of sacrifice, so Cheyenne can speak on that.
We praise in public and criticize in private.
We evolve language.
And just to pause on that, because we were saying what it means to us, evolving language, this collective committed to, in the first Ujima collective, the language that was selected is Swahili. And so they had to take the brave and courageous steps of learning Swahili side by side with business plans and strategy and financial spreadsheets and everything else in the world. And when I say that that is hard to do, it is not easy to have that discipline and commitment to even the baby stepping through a new language and what that looks like in writing, what that looks like in sound, and hearing it on your tongue even for the first time. And so as we are a sanctuary city here in the city of Albuquerque, and also we are a city that embraces newcomers and diverse languages, we wanted to make sure that we create business structures that is honoring language and ensuring that those who come into a space, even if we just say, Abaragani, you're giving a welcome and saying this is a space that you belong in. And it's not that you just are having to learn my language, but I'm making effort to make a safe space for you to come in and share, and this is reciprocal. All right, who's next?
We honor our time.
What does that mean tomorrow? And it's we honor our time for what?
For each other and our work.
And everything. That's what they said on their sheet. Everything. How does that affect you tomorrow?
Sometimes I feel, now that I'm pulled in many directions and really busy, and it reminds me how important it is to spend my time on the things that are important. And I appreciate that, the time that everybody is putting into meetings.
We respect one another and
What's that mean for you?
come and give respect to one another and each one of our time and situation and business, and we just come and know that even though we're one, we're all different individuals, so just give respect.
Habaragani.
Ms. Arizona.
Give to the point of sacrifice.
Ooh, when they had said that one, put it on the whiteboard, it hurt me. I had to sit there for a good hour and dwell with that. I was, because they didn't just say give, give, give. No, give to the point of everybody unanimously what?
Sacrifice. And I believe that over these 9 months, there has been a lot of sacrifice. Neema, running the program, has sacrificed time and energy for days and days on end and months on end, into the night and into the wee hours, and thinking of each one of these business entrepreneurs day in and day out. She lives, breathes, speaks, and sleeps the energy of wanting all of these entrepreneurs to be successful. And then the sacrifices, many of us have other jobs, we work part-time or full-time, we have businesses that we're working on, families, and so it was not easy to give hours and hours and hours to this program. And I really, really, really believe that I truly understand giving to the point of sacrifice.
Don't talk over each other.
Yep, that is one of them. Tell them about it, Dr. Gill.
Everyone has their own opinion on different subjects.
Do they?
They sure do.
Mm-hmm.
And you may have yours, and may be different from the other person. Try not to put your opinion on top of theirs.
Have fun.
We have fun.
Yeah.
Yay! Can we have some fun? They were like, we want to have fun up in here too. All right.
Not only do we evolve language, but we also evolve as a community. So what that meant to me is, as a solopreneur, building a brand from the ground up, coming to this cohort really taught me what it meant to have a team, have somebody there that we can call or talk to or just meet once a week on Wednesdays and be around others that are in the same boat as I was, you know, where we can really feel that community.
We honor time for everything, meaning we maintain a balance so we can move forward. At times it was a little tricky to get all these assignments and whatnot, but maybe that week was tough, the following week we still have an opportunity, so it was important to keep your head up and stay again so we can make it this far. Also, time for community, time for family, time for rest, time for wellness. All those things are important as well.
Get to know each other and respect the community. It's very better. Thank you.
Can I say yours?
You can if that's your favorite ingredient,
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes, because stepping up to stepping up so step back so other people can step up. That's very important because as we start moving up as being entrepreneurs, we need to make the way for the next generation to come up so we can move forward as a people.
In this village, what is said in the village stays in the village. And this is a very huge reflective experience for someone like me who grew up in the village. And so in the village, words can spread very easily. But here in this village, togetherness brings us to respect one another and to know that whatever we collectively agree upon, we have to put it in the village and put action towards it rather than spreading it beyond the village. And I think that's one of the collective teamwork that we learn from this experience.
For me, is praise in public, and criticize in private, which kind of goes along with what stays in the village, happens in the village. But I think mainly because I think everybody knows in our community some things can get out and it can lead into people not wanting to work with each other. So finding ways to be able to talk to that person individually and let them know what the problem is, and then really being able to also think about how can we solve it together. This is not just them problem. It could be a us problem in the sense of what's going on. So.
Excellent. So we are going to move into the portion of our program where you are going to hear from these business owners themselves. And so look at my handy dandy little, what do you call this thing? My clicker. Why y'all act shy when you get in front of people? They don't act like this in class. I've been with them every Tuesday and Wednesday night from what time? 5 to 8 p.m. And then those who like to linger all in the parking lot and be like, it's the after party and I'm tired. I'm like, I've been at the office since 8 a.m. Y'all got to go. It is time. All right. So we're going to move into our presentation time. And first up, collective, you can, take your spots and so forth, and I'll just call upon you when it's your turn, when it is your time. And some of us have developed our slide pitches to the point of, yes, it is ready for you to talk to the folks today and to talk to them now. And others are still developing for participation in the next program as well. And so I'm going to give you both the mic so that you can speak about your program, what you've developed, and what this cohort has meant. And don't forget to make your asks and tell them where your table is. You're welcome to join us on the stage if you'd like. Wilanja Senior and Junior, would you like to come up, or you just want to hang with the people? There's a stair over there. See, that's what happens when you miss dress rehearsal. Give them a round of applause, everybody. I gotta make my jokes. Come up this way. That was not a very good, energetic round of applause. Thank you. Presenters.
Hello, everybody. My name is Wilanja Junior, and this is my dad, Wilanja Senior. We both got the same name, so I'm the junior. So today I'm gonna be representing African Family Culture and Talent, and this is my dad's organization that really he pushed me into it to help out with it. And right now, me and my dad we've been working on this organization for the past 3 years now, and I'm really enjoying it, even though we've been doing a lot of works at home, stuff like that, assignments and everything. But I'm really enjoying doing this with my dad. And for the past 2 years, my dad came up with the idea of opening this business to help the community. And he came out to me, he told me he wanted to open a business. I said, okay, I never knew you were trying to open a business, but okay. Then I said, all right, then we went ahead, started calling the youth from the church, and everybody started getting some 5 people. And right now we are doing good, but it's just we like on the little stuff. But I know we're gonna be able to stand out more. But next year, our goal is to open the what's it called? Barbershop. Me and myself, but this is my dad right now. But for the next year, I'm out with my barbershop. But this year is my dad's for now. And I must say, last year I had a chance to know everything about business. I never knew nothing about business. And right now, I got this chance. My dad really pushed me through it, and I really like that. He be putting me in a hard time, but I'm learning to it. And the first one was, if I remember, was African Family Culture and Talent. That we sew clothes and we do the stuff like here. We change this to a shirt or a pants. And that being said, there's tradition in the shirt and the shirts. and there's talents together. And we have gathered like few gentlemen from the church that we are working with it right now, and they're really doing good on that behalf. But we really need more youth to come so they can learn how to do tradition stuff from back home, Africa. And I want to talk about I was going to talk about that one because that one really is the one that I'm looking forward for this year. For this year, we're seeking for $50,000, and if I get a chance to get that would really go leave me and my dad towards next year, and we might do better than this year. And if my dad have anything to say, any questions, I'll go ahead and get the questions. So my dad won't say nothing. I already did all the job already, so yeah, that's pretty much it. You guys are welcome to my table back there, and I'm gonna show you everything.
Stay here from the big screen. We believe that with your support, we can make a significant impact and bring African family culture and talents to the forefront of the global stage. Do you really believe that?
Yeah.
Why do you believe it? You, who does? Him or you? Senior or junior? Okay, now, you need to tell us a little bit about Kijiji Cuts and how this concept was born.
Alright, about my Kijiji Cut now.
And see, we all learn together through this process. The whole world is a global classroom.
Alright,
Give them a round of applause.
yeah, about my Kijiji Cuts, it's a barbershop that I'm looking forward to have it by maybe next year. It don't, as long as it takes, as long as I have it. And for the past, I'm gonna say for the past 5 years, I was just cutting hair. My little brother's there, my little brother's back there. That's the first brother I started cutting hair on. And he didn't like it. I know he didn't like it, obviously. He looked bad, but yeah, I'm trying. And I started cutting hair 5 years ago, and lockdown hit. We had a pandemic, and we couldn't go nowhere, so I had to learn how to cut hair. That really pushed me to learn how to cut hair. And 2024, I started doing like a little Instagram video, posting it. People really started calling me out to go cut hair. And my friends from back home, they really started calling me, but they didn't hear, I'm sure though. And they started calling me for appointments, stuff like that. And I be charging $20. That's not bad. And I hope by next year I'm gonna have my own place and my own thing going on by myself.
All right, I'm about to challenge them big time. Don't leave just yet. So, I would like to hear your name, your company, and why it's important that this audience supports you, and drop it like it's hot in Swahili. That's right.
Okay. My dad gonna do Swahili because not
Jambo,
jambo.
habari.
Mzuri.
Mimi naitwa Kilonja Isaac Mnalongwe. Nina shirika ambayo tunasema organization, shirika ya kusaidia watu wa asili, culture asili yetu ya Kiafrika.
vilevile na mavazi clothes. Hiyo inasaidia community yetu kujua asili bila kupoteza asili. Na yeye ni mtoto wangu, anaitwa Wilonja Mwenalonga. Asante.
Asante sana.
Thank you.
And thank you. Let's give it. All right, so next I will dismiss you from the hot seat and snatch you for your microphones. And we will continue flowing through with our next graduate from Afrolytics Yoga, Dakari McCoy. Brother Dakari, I'm going to go ahead and give you the clicker here. It's a little delicate, so you start going real crazy and it's all over the place. But I got you. You're covered.
We will be delicate.
All right. That is you.
All right, y'all. So my name is Dakari. Nina is Dakari, and it's called Afrolytics Yoga because initially this business was started to teach people yoga, to teach people how to connect their minds. However, as part of the yogic process, you come and you look inward and you look towards yourself and you start to see a little bit of what we actually are. And then I kind of realized, oh wait, I've been doing tutoring for about 15 years, so maybe I should do that. So we decided to start the tutoring business. And as we all know, in New Mexico, education is of the utmost importance, especially for middle school and high school students. We're ranked somewhere down there, like 49 or something in education, so there's a critical need for what we have to offer here. Just some startling facts is that only 75% of students qualify for subsidized meals at school, and over 56% of the students in Native households are lacking broadband access. Now let's keep in mind that these are just the folks that they were actually able to survey, so the need is actually greater than this. And since COVID, things have gotten worse in the sense that there are more learning gaps between math and reading proficiency and comprehension. Things are getting better now that things are opening up and people are getting back in schools and whatnot, but the programming has changed. The requirements have changed. So we prioritize mathematics learning, language arts, and science. STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. We have a holistic approach in which we work with the students' entire being. We get together, we study, but we also keep in mind, if the students are hungry, we stop and get a little something to eat. If they need to get a little bit of movement in so that they can sit down and study, we work on that as well. So it's not just all about the books. We also see that there are state-supported initiatives to help and to work with students in the state. So there have been some tutoring initiatives put into place, but they weren't extremely successful. So we have a hybrid model. We incorporate counseling and meditation with our partnerships with licensed practitioners, professional health counselors, and meditation practices so that the students can calm their mind and find a little bit of stillness inside. We offer online support and in-person support as well. This year is an example of students that we worked with during the summertime at the New Mexico Black Leadership Conference. Put together a science class for them. They grew these seeds. These are their sprouts. They were able to see them. And then we taught them how to build a business off of a farm, how to price their land, and how to go about growing their own food last summer, actually. And actually that conference is concurrently going on right now. So these students all graduated and went through. You can see they were very happy to connect with the earth and have some seeds that they put in the ground grow. So overall, we'd like to get funding from the state so that we can offer these services to students for free. So we're seeking $100K so that we can run this pilot in about 8 schools. We need about 4 tutors in each school so we can have a 4-to-1 student tutor ratio. That gives us 32 tutors. So we need money to hire, train, and to expand our business infrastructure so we can serve the students what they need. That's pretty much it. That's what we do. Afrolytics tutoring. If you guys have any questions, be happy to take them.
Member Patrick Barrett and the work you all are doing, and tell them a little about the Young Kings.
Well, so there's this group called Young Kings Rising. Patrick Barrett, you'll see his name in the pamphlet. He's also one of the business members here. He saw that I had tutoring, so he gave me the opportunity to tutor his son and his daughter. And his son went from, scoring D's in mathematics to finishing with an A in a semester. He ended up studying less. He had more free time. He was doing what he wanted to do. He got to play his video games more often, but he was also being more responsible. He was making sure he was ready to do the things he wanted to do. So we still participate in the sports. So this is definitely for the athletes, for those who want to do stuff outside the box, and even the musicians too. His daughter is a straight A student, so I was surprised when she asked for help, but what she needed help was with studying to ace her test. So in one session we sat down, we worked on the chemistry and the statistics that she was working on, and she was able to turn around from not knowing what to do to getting 100 on her test. So the study techniques that I use are ingrained in neuroscience, and they help the students put the information from short-term to long-term memory. So I boast that by going through this program, students won't have to study for their finals. They'll have less stress, and they'll be better at regulating their emotions. So that's yeah. And as a result of doing that, they can achieve a 4.0 and have more free time to do what they want to do. Because that's what it's about. It's about joy. We all got to go to school and learn something, but they don't got to be miserable while we do it.
All right, so thank you, Brother Dakari, with Afrolytic yoga and tutoring. And his table is right here. Make sure you come sign in for their newsletter, get your program, okay? We don't want to see one of these left on the table, and your students will be successful. We're setting them up for success. Brother Dakari, did you leave the clicker? Okay, cool, that's great. Miss Brenda, in advance, that's the clicker. We got you straight. Where's the microphone for you?
This one.
Does this work? All right. Just before we actually move on to Miss Brenda, Jordan Tate is out having to do some really serious time with family, because that is serious time. And Creative Duke LLC is his company. You can read about that in your program, right? And learn about what Creative Duke offers. But all of our Juneteenth marketing for last weekend, this is Creative Duke LLC for setting up business web pages. And each one of the Ajima collectives, as part of the grant package, receives a full membership to the Albuquerque Black Chamber of Commerce, and so they offer that service to them inclusive with their package. But he does those particular web designs and so forth, and is fabulous in every remarkable way. He's also a documentarian, and in other work that I do with pushing and passing policy at the state level, played a key role in capturing the documentary that we created for passing the bill so that natural hair artists in the state of New Mexico can actually practice without receiving a cosmetology license. And so that film will be coming out in a couple months. So anyhow, just a little bit about Mr. Tate, and we'll move on to Miss Marley. Brenda Marley, Miss Marlin's House of Colors.
Jumbo. Gina Langu, Brenda Hollingsworth Marley, also known as the Story Songbird Woman. Nina Toka from Salt Lake City, by way of California, by way of New Mexico. I've been here 30 years. Biashara Janguni, Ms. Marley's House of Colors. So, Ms. Marley's House of Colors is the business that educates and entertains. I have what the world needs. Did you hear what I just said? Yes, ma'am. I have what the world needs. But the question is, do you? Do you believe that you also have what the world needs? And is our world facing some situations right about now? I'm asking you, is it? Yes. And so we need to look at that and look at the fact that the world needs people who are willing to work with all ages, with our children, with one another in our communities. So why invest in my House of Colors? And why is color important to me? Because, you see, there are people that say that they're colorblind, but are they really? If you get a message that you have to give to the police, and you have to say that you saw a crime happen, you will give every bit of the definition of that person down to the color of their skin, will you not? Oh yes, were they this, were they that, what ethnicity were they? We're going to be all about talking about our colors, and we have what they call colorization and all of that. We deal with each other on class levels based upon color. We are a people that are aware of color, and we need not pretend that we're not. My thing is celebrate. Celebrate all of who we are, from the rainbow, from the darkest well that we have to the brightest bright that we have. Let's celebrate. So this will be an investment in your future, and in your family, and in your community, and in your well-being. I am an educator, a librarian, a performing artist, actor, a writer, a community activist, a mother of 5 children, including twins, and the foster parent back in the daytime of 25 foster children. I have worked with African refugees in this city and in Albuquerque, New Mexico, for 30 years with Mama Dazi and Papa Lungale and others, where I have done all kinds of work within the African refugee community. I am about education and the performing arts services. I need your support to offer my products and services to people. And when we teach about people of color, honestly, what rises? Truth. What rises? And what are we doing in this country right now with truth? Are we burying it? Are we going after the journalists? What's happening? See, I'm just going to stick it to the real. That's who I am, right? I'm over 60 years old. I don't have to be sweet and nice about anything. We need story. We need our stories because our stories are under direct attack. Did you know about the sunshine laws in Florida, that if you carry somebody who needs a ride whose car broke down and they don't have papers and you didn't know it, and you get pulled over and they get asked for their papers, and if they are arrested, that you can go to jail for 10 years and pay a $10,000 fine? That's called the sunshine law out of Florida. Did you know that if you're a teacher in Florida, that they will actually, if you teach about African American culture or people of color, did you know that you can have a student in your classroom film you, take it to the principal, and you will be fined $10,000, have your license revoked for teaching, and you will lose your job? This is happening today. Our stories are under attack. We need energetic, dedicated leaders with a passion. We need educators and performers who are invested in the truth of people of color, and what we possess, which is a real moral compass. We need culture to be honest, and education is on the chopping block today. We need Miss Marley's House of Colors to thrive. And what does that mean? Let me just tell you about it. Do you want your families to evolve and prosper? Do you want a society that does not always support your children's uniqueness? Are your children unique? Do you want your children to be able to be who they are? Okay, then we need places they can go and be that. Public and private schools that must follow the ethics of established institutions and funding are being cut dramatically and drastically in Project 2025. Our communities need the skills and services that I have. I have a master's degree in education. I have worked in communities for 45 years, and I have taught music, dance, literature, creative writing, history, social studies. I don't teach math well if it goes past 3rd grade. You will have to see Mr. Dakari for that. So I say that funding is difficult to come by. And if you invest in the educational success of African American families with a focus on youth, that will be part of what I want to see happen. And I will take $100 from you today. And if you don't have that, see, you're going to go out and buy 5 meals and spend $100. Or, I'm just saying, or go to, like, the mall and buy some new shoes and whatnot. Well, you can just give it to me, and I'll do something positive with it. Now, you can also give me up to $100,000 or more. I'm not shy about that. So we need to have a cultural arts school. Now you see, I teach as a mobile unit. I go to people. I go to people all over the state. I put 400,000 plus miles on my car, going through the New Mexico Humanities Council and other areas such as that, giving culture, giving education to people all over the state. By myself usually, but sometimes with family. And so I'm a mobile unit. I go where the people need me, but I'd also like to either add on to my house, start with 6 kids, move to 12, or get a nice big Victorian house in Albuquerque where it is a cultural arts school where people can come and not only learn reading, writing, math, and science and all of that, but organic gardening and how to take care of their bodies and how to learn and be proud of themselves. You see, our story is under attack, and I'm not here to play today. My community track record is over 50 years strong. 50 years. I've been working from California to New Mexico. And yes, I've worked in the city of Albuquerque as a librarian. I'm semi-retired. I teach English as a second language right now to adult learners. And when I met Mr. Joe Sabatini, he said, when I met Brenda Marty, I met a star. In other words, he said, I knew you were a star. I knew you had something to offer to New Mexico. And it's not just me. I am the tree with the root, and I have the branches. And one of them is Naima Pickett, and she is my eldest daughter, and she is taking care of business. So we have child care institutions. And did you know that these child care institutions are really not fully sufficient? They're having child care done in little spaces like this stage with 6 children. We need these spaces because Albuquerque is, as Dakari said, at the lowest rung of the ladder when it comes to where we stand on the position of education. This is all like just information. Look, I'm moving on. But statistics are there. I've done the statistics. And whether it's tutoring, direct teaching, online learning, students are in great need of facts and accurate information from educators who care. You see, you can go to school and get a master's degree and have all the knowledge that you want in the world. Buy a textbook, you can have it. But when you walk in that classroom, you have to be able to connect. You have to be able to reach that child. You have to be able to look into their eyes and say, I know what you need and I will provide it. And all the while, I will do one thing, and that thing is love you. I will love you. I will love you no matter who you are. I will love you in spite of our differences. I will love you when, and Monique, you know this, when you are running under the table grabbing my clothes, when you are rubbing your saliva on the table, when you are hitting me and you are trying to take my jewelry, when you're running down the hall. I will love you till you go to college and become one of those students that go to a historic black college. I will love you all the way through. She knows because I taught her child in kindergarten, and he's around here, and now he's like in about 8th grade or something. 9th grade. All right. So my target markets are, of course, children, but I work with all ages, y'all, all ages. And I have plenty of testimonials. I have over 1,000 testimonials from around the state from the New Mexico Humanities Council. And my company has served over 30,000 customers within the state of New Mexico. And I know from Carlsbad to Jowl to Artesia to Eunice to Hobbs to Eagle Nest to Angel Fire to Clayton, I've been there. I've taken me there, I've taken you there, because when I go, I am the story songbird woman. And when I fly with all your stories on my wings. My services are geared, like I said, mainly to ages 3 to 18, but I work with all ages. I am the story songbird woman, and I say power up your literacy levels. I use theater, acting, dance, drumming, storytelling, puppets, creative writing, and workshops to educate, and I educate with passion. Do you remember Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz? Yeah, well, I do a workshop on that. I do a comparative analysis of The Wizard of Oz and leading into The Wiz and leading into Wicked. And I break it all down. But Dorothy said she was determined to get back to Kansas. Well, you know what? We're determined to get back to a nation that respects people. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Did you hear what I said? Now, Dorothy clicked her ruby red slippers, but originally in the book written in 1900 by L. Frank Baum, they were silver shoes. I have on silver shoes
today. It talked about the silver standards and the gold standards. Follow the yellow brick road, led you down the gold road to Oz, and Oz was an emerald city, and in that emerald city there was a man behind a curtain. Toto pulled it back, and we saw that some people in government are not who they say they are. They are not always real. They are behind that curtain. And Toto said, and then he had to come out and he had to be like, oh yeah, I've been seen. Whoop, whoop. Dorothy discovered that the great and powerful Oz was a mere mortal, a man behind the curtain living a lie. We need communities to recognize honesty and good moral values, and I have been a proven person to have that within my teachings. There are quotes I'd like to share with you as I close this, which is knowledge is power. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. That is Nelson Mandela. I went to South Africa. I went to his cell. I know he spent 27 years behind bars. And now, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Jeffrey. I said it again. I want to say it again. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. What? Say what? Remember, I have what the world needs, which is a positive education and mixing it with entertainment, because I want to be the change. I am the change. Thank you for your time today. My name is Brenda Hollingsworth Marley. I am the story Songbird Woman, and I appreciated being able to share with you today. Some of my workshops talk about things like the stereotyping of black folks, and I gave it a real raw title. It's called Nigger Babies, the stereotyping of black folks and other people of color. I break it down. Why do we always stereotype us, calling us mammies and coons, and things like that? I bring it to the table. I don't care what they're saying at the top. And they put us as black children in trees, and they call us little monkeys. But you know what? We have the power. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. We do have the power. And if you know where you come from, you know where you're going. Thank you.
Right now, Miss Marley has the colors. You'll be able to see her in the small theater just out of this door. Later on this evening, all the puppets and all of the things. So if you would like to make a contribution, stop by her table and definitely check out the wares. Now, on this platform and stage, my sister, Miss Dr. Nia Harris, is in the His House, and she's going to tell you all about what she does.
How do I follow,
Do you have a clicker, by the way? Right? Okay.
My name is Dr. Nia Harris. I am originally from New York City, grew up here in Albuquerque, Mexico, and my name Nia means purpose, which is Swahili. I was born on December 30th, and that is the 5th day of Kwanzaa, which is Nia. Okay. So, I am the founder and CEO of Urban Oasis Apothecary, and now we have rebranded to Divide, this Mystery Lounge. Exciting thing. We have one location. We are one of the first lounges, consumption lounges in the state of New Mexico, the first light lounge in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So we're innovating and we're setting trends in this industry. Okay, so I guess my presentation is not on here, but so we Vibe Dispensary and Lounge. We are all about community. Building community around urban medicine. We do, as me as a doctor of pharmacy, I do medication therapy management. I do consultations in the state of New Mexico for the medical cannabis program. There's 30 approved conditions. One being PTSD, one being depression, opioid use disorder, and one of the things that got me into this industry is the opioid use disorder, the opioid epidemic. Over 100,000 people last year died of opioid overdose, and so I'm able to see patients help with that. Our business, what we're asking for today is $50,000 in funding, and this funding will be for our vertical integration. So in an industry that is very competitive and it's very, you don't see a black woman, and really don't see a lot of women, period, in this industry. Less than 3% of people in the United States in the cannabis industry are black owned, and black people are 4 times more likely to be marginalized and locked up for the use of cannabis, but this is $1 billion industry. And we have been marginalized as a people, but we are not in the industry like we need to. Less than 1% of black women in this industry, and so the people who have been locking us up for the use of cannabis and healing properties of this plant are not able to succeed in this industry. So for any business, what we want to do is set ourselves apart, and we want to be able to compete. So what we're doing is not only we just opened up another location in the university area on Harvard and Central, the Northwest District. We're growing. We want to be vertically integrated. That means we want to make our own product. We want to grow our own product. We want to manufacture. So vertical integration means that we don't have to buy from other people. We can make it, produce it for less, then our profits will be more, our business will be stronger, and we'll be able to continue to grow. And so this, today, what I'm asking for everybody to do is to look up the Vibe Dispensary and Lounge now, look us up on our socials, spread the word that thousands of people are consuming today. I see patients daily, and tell them that there is a black woman, there is a woman dispensary and lounge. There is a doctor that you can go to get medication therapy management. They want to use alternative options and incorporate them into your medical regimen. And that's it today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Harris. You care for so many
I told you my
people.
presentation was not up here.
I am so sorry. We had some technical glitches apparently, and I did not realize it was not in the slide deck. Apologies, you did a beautiful job anyway. That's called extemporaneous. Drop it like it's hot on your feet. Thank you, Dr. Harris. And certainly you can read more and visit with them at their table about what it is that you need in order to actually receive some amazing services. All right, so just to let you all know that the food trucks, there are 2 choices, and they are located just outside of the doors and out to the parking lot. You can grab some lemonade and things if you want to patronize that stand. But can I just get a show of hands if there is anyone in the room who did not receive their meal ticket? Okay, so then just stop by the greeter table and on the way out, and you can receive those. Okay, and the food trucks will be available for you from 4 until 7. So, you know, after presentations are available, you'll be able to get your meals. So just want to give that little announcement before we welcome none other than Inspired by Agnes.
I'm 21 years old. I live here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, born and raised. I'm really passionate about making jewelry and as well as making jewelry nails. Outside of my creativity, I like to do some healthy counseling and work like that. I actually am working towards my HUD certification in housing counseling because even though HUD is on the way, the information is still needed for us to be able to promote generational wealth and financial stability throughout our community. I graduated from South Leadership High School in 2022, so it's really my class coming out with a certificate in learning medical assistance. Bonnie Nani, Gina Linguini, Cheyenne Michaela Frazier, Nina Toka, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Nina Makili Bayashara, Katika Gigi Lai, Albuquerque. Nini Nisa Dalaya, Nina Fanya Kafi, Katika, USDC. Nina Nina Shakia, Oxford, Awaf, Mastadiya, Inspired by Agnes, we community where we're coming together to uplift one another with faith and art. Through this, we really want to spark healing one piece of jewelry at a time. With Inspired by Agnes, our mission is to come together and celebrate faith, family, tradition, love. We really want to promote our business by creating meaningful designs and as well as spreading efforts. Some problems that our people are seeing from their line of jewelry, there's been a lot of generic brands that are coming out with mass produced jewelry that lacks emotional and spiritual value. Through Inspired by Agnes, we create each of our pieces by hand. And we don't like to replicate our pieces unless it covers us. A lot of Black and brown women and men and people are not really seeing themselves identified with the business they work. So Inspired by Agnes is an African American women-owned business that also believes in God. We strive to embrace multicultural youth, young Christians, and people of all walks of life. There is a limited options within line from mainstream
Sis, this is your alter ego and your trainer. Please make sure to be attentive to utilizing your microphone. Nice and close to your lips, Lisa.
Our goal is to have each of our customers leave our table feeling confident in the pieces of jewelry that they buy from us. We actually customize our pieces upon request. If you want to customize as a curriculum, we'll do that for you. And we really want everybody to feel self-expression when they leave from our table. Right now, we work under the community engagement model where we go out to vendors and we go into table and we get to know people like you all to really share our story and to get to know who we are, to feel like when you're supporting us, you're supporting your community, and as well as you're knowing where the money is going to and what our mission and our vision are, and how we're inspired by all this. Our goal is to evaluate and to elevate Inspired by Agnes into an e-commerce platform to where we can keep the same mission and vision, but sharing it at a larger scale to our target market. All right, bear with us with the technical difficulties.
in this village, we always throw one another a lifeline. Help is always on the way. One more.
So, with some market insights that we're seeing, the jewelry market is to grow by 11.9% annually. If this is to be true, by 2032, the market will be $400 million in value. With this, we want to take over this market because there is a demand from people who are seeking faith, people who are seeking wellness, products, and spirituality, especially considering the things that are happening within this world today. We are living in the times of the revelation, and this is a way that we want to be able to spread our word of God to people, to be able to come to God before it's too late. Please open your eyes and look around at what's going on in the world today, and please take advantage when you have time. We want to ask our people to invest in us so we can get back to you. Our goal is to create part-time and or full-time jobs for our people in the community that share the same vision and local artisans as well. We want to grow our inventory, we want to grow our marketing tools, we want to grow our packaging and customer experience, as well as upgrade our workspace. We create from out of our living room, and we create as a family. We want to be able to create more, and we want to create those jobs for people. We also want to educate ourselves. As our business is growing, we want to be able to do stuff like this to be able to educate one another and ourselves as our business grows. These are some pictures with us with people in the community where we've actually got to build some good relationships with people who didn't mind sharing their visions today. And we also got to meet Double Jones as well at the art walk as well. So we want to support people all different walks of life. So we actually got some people from the LGBTQ community as well. We actually launched a survey to where we want to get feedback from you all on how we can grow and elevate ourselves, because there's always room for growth and change. This is my team. So I'm Cheyenne, I'm 21 years old. I have my sister in the back, she's 21 years old, Ivana, stand up. My little sister, who is 15, her name is Zanaya Frazier. Yes, shout out to her, stand up, Zanaya. Mexico forward. And then also, I want to give a shout out to my auntie, Monica Stevens. Yes. Shout out to Cordova, her child, that Miss Marley taught. And as well as her mother, Alicia. And I want to give a big shout out to my mother, Tasha Frazier. Yes. And my grandmother, Agnes Cordova. There would be no us. They held us down and they sold jewelry to be able to get us somewhere in life. They gave us a goal and they told us to set goals in life. It's important for you to teach and embed in your kids to chase after their dreams, to chase after their goals, and to go over life. And my grandma always told me, if you have faith and if you believe in God, anything is possible. You guys have a good day. Thank you.
That Miss Cheyenne, I mean, she has been through, come here, little sis, come here, give me a hug. So many things. If you ever have the opportunity to hear her story, you will truly be inspired. And the dedication that it's taken for her to take on helping to co-parent with her own sisters and losing her mother, her grandmother, and having to still carry herself with confidence and move forward at such a young age is incredible. So when I say be graceful and forgiving to yourself at times, I certainly do mean that. And you're a wonderful young leader in our community, and we are here to embrace you in every way that you need. What you're doing here on that stage is not easy, and so every step is going to be even better and even sweeter, so keep on keeping. none other than Oriana Originals, and she's gonna tell you all about her amazing company and maybe give us a few highlights about her trip to Kenya.
Can you hear me? Okay. All right. I'm going to start off with my presentation, and then I will be open to questions, and then can give you some insight to the Kenya trip. My name is Oriana Cottrell. My business is Oriana's Originals. I make customized jewelry, source materials locally and ethically when I am sourcing abroad. Everything is handcrafted. And let's begin. My jewelry begins around the story of empowerment. I started first with pottery, then expanded on to jewelry, and then looked for purpose and meaning. I have been working with different jewelry forms, including marbleized clay. I then went to study Pueblo pottery and expanded onto jewelry, studying with Native American artists, including Clarence Cruz. I began to learn about inlay, cutting, casting, traditional techniques, which is what I am trying to share and carry on to teach others. I do all aspects of jewelry making, from cutting the stone, faceting stones, as well as inlay, beadwork, the solders, just a variety of everything. Here I have a collection of waist beads. Different purposes in Africa have used waist beads for fertility, for meaning, for love, also as personal enhancement and beauty. It's worn around the waist for those who may not know. Under clothes typically. I have some for as well here. The problem out in the industry is there are so many sweatshops when we're ordering from these online apps. The money is going to millionaires and they are importing from sweatshops using child labor. There's a huge market and we're trying to increase and diversify that, as well as educating people so the next generation can have the option to be in this market as well. The solution is to be educated about what you're buying, where it's sourced, where it's coming from, support others in your community who are also making these items. We're also planning to do youth programs. That's where I will be offering programs for empowerment, making jewelry with a purpose. So the artisan business, the artisan market is over $50 billion. There's a growing demand and there's lots of room to scale up with these different online platforms that we have. Shopify, Etsy, you guys know a little bit about them all. The customer base is a variety of customers, 25 to 45, and then also older ranges of people. So in my business model, I started studying with pottery. I then began selling pottery with small cells. It takes a while to expand and be able to have the same resources that I am lucky and blessed to have with this Ujima Collective, where I have people who inspire me, I have people to educate me, and I have standards to obtain. So when I first started, it was just me, clay club sale once a semester. Some of my friends here who also did the clay club sales years ago. Then I expanded to help other groups at the Santa Fe Community College while studying jewelry there. We created the Jewelers Collective, where a group of us were representing our jewelry at the rail yards. It was very difficult because if you've ever been to a rail yard, it's only a certain amount of people, and they tend to have the same people, and they only open about 3 slots a year. So we were trying to get new faces, new jewelry, create new options out there, as well as educating these artisan jewelers on how to create their own businesses, getting them set up with accounts, getting them ready to take payments. I'm in the future planning to do more of that as well. The future has endless possibilities, hoping to scale very quickly. I have different competitors. We have larger businesses like Factory Archery and Sunwest Silver here in Albuquerque. They sell the stones and they pretty much they pay cheap to Native American members so that they can sell high to tourists who come to Fiesta and all of our holidays. My milestones are definitely the collective where we were able to educate and get more jewelers, not just me, because when you bring up the people around you, it's really when you have success. So getting them into the rail yard, I got into the rail yard on my own here in Albuquerque. Also, I've done workshops for empowerment at Off Center, it's a non-for-profit community center, where we can offer very low cost and free slots for all the classes. All classified offer and have free slots to community members who may or may not have been able to afford more expensive slots. And this Ujima Collective, which has just been an accelerating point all the way around. My partners, I work with Robert Rosetta, who's a Native American artist from the San Domingo Pueblo. Sydney Scher, she's a consultant. She's also worked in many countries teaching jewelry. Me and her work to get the San Domingo College Jewelers Collective up and going. I'm seeking 15,000. 50,000 will make affordable shops, workshops, affordable workshops, as well as maintaining equipment. So I have invested into equipment for cutting stones, a variety of stones. Just a little education bit. When you think about turquoise, it's a round dome stone, and that is lapidary. But there's also stones like diamonds and amethyst and citrine, which are cut with facets. I have learned both techniques, and I am seeking funding so I can get my machinery up to standards, get it working better, more accurately, as well as possibly purchasing a new faceting machine because I have older ones, so that I can teach other people how to do the exact same thing. 30% would go to marketing and e-commerce. I've got the website up. It's OrianaCo.com if you're looking for it, and that is just missing the e-commerce. So part of that will also go to that for marketing and access for storage space and maker space to hold events throughout the state. These are machinery. Right here we have a facetron. These two are facetrons. You'll use a lathe and you'll cut all the different angles of the stone following a diagram. That's when you would cut citrine, amethyst, different harder stones that you would then set with the prongs a lot of the time. Things that you might think of when you think diamond. I have two of those machines. This one's a braid, this one's a lead. They both need work. The rest are lapidary casting machines. You can cut turquoise, you can cut jet, you can cut a variety of different stones that are then first cut into slabs and then shaped and cut into stone. This is where the majority of the funding will go to. And I just want to create the same opportunities that I was given from my community college, from the Jewelers Collective, throughout my community. And with the funding, it will help me to be able to provide that access, especially to people who are in low-income areas and who can't afford it. Really trying to empower our community. Testimonies, jewelry in the process. This is what I mean when I'm talking about a cabochon. This is the setting that would go with it. And that's me and my workbench. funding will help to expand to an actual facility for the space to help other people. Any questions?
How was outcome?
So it was amazing. I was very blessed to have learned some Swahili, as many of us have. Oh, I forgot my introductions. Gina Langu, Oriana, Nina Toka, California, Nina Ishi, New Mexico, Dia Shara, Yangu Ni, Sana. My name is Mariana Pacheco. I'm from Oakland, California. I live here in New Mexico, and I do business of jewelry. I'm in the jewelry business. Africa was amazing. I was able to practice some of my skills. I was able to see how it is to be in a whole different level of income bracket and then still thriving. People would use branches and nails to make their storefronts, and Kenya is full of entrepreneurs. There were storefront after storefront or spaces to set up your storefront. Nobody had dirty clothes. Honestly, Americans were the people with the dirty shoes, and every person in Kenya had clean shoes and clean clothes all the time. I actually felt my hiking boots, and I never cleaned a picture. I feel really grateful to have been on this trip and got to see so many things. I was able to go to a town called Boy. It is a mining town where saprolite is mined on top of different other tourmalines and gardens. And I was able to go straight to the mines, meet with the miners, and make connections so I could buy direct and not throw away third party. I feel very honored because so many times the things we're getting are coming from sweatshops, and the things I'm getting, my minerals come from the reservation, they come from these mines that I'm visiting, and it's really important to know where you're getting your materials and items from. If there's any questions, feel free. Otherwise, I'll pass it on. Thank you all so much for taking the time to be here, giving us your support.
Thank you, Oriana. And stop by her booth to get some fabulous jewels and learn all about Kenya. All right, next up, we have none other than our very own, the amazing, delightful, incredible Jupera Johnson, Kenner Raps and Derma Raps in the house.
Start with my introduction. So, Kabarabani, Gina Lamuni Jupera, Mimi Wampuzi, Kenner Rap. So, what I said is, good afternoon, my name is Jupera, and I am the owner and founder of the Kenner Wrap. We are medical grade head wraps made to protect your hair and your scalp. So, for the next 5 minutes, if I could get everyone's attention, because if there's one thing I need you to understand about my presentation, is that I am here to inspire you. We truly have an inspiring story. And I am here to tell you about my business journey, but most importantly, I am here to inspire you as New Mexicans to start your own business. So, okay, so we are the Kenner Wrap. My business is Kenner Wraps, and we have evolved into Derma Wraps, and I will actually get to that in just a second. So we are your favorite head wrap reinvented. What's the problem? As we sleep, we toss and turn against abrasive linen that's stripping out the oils, the natural oils that are in our hair, and also the oils and the nutrients that you're putting in your hair with your product. And so the friction with that pillowcase in your hair, that's what's causing the tangles, the breakage, the split ends, and the hair to fall out in certain places because of just sleeping at nighttime. Also here in New Mexico, we have very hot sun here, and so the sun dries out our hair. majorly here in New Mexico. Causes tangles, frizzes, dry hair, lack of hair and scalp and style protection. That is what encouraged me to start the Kenner app. I literally fell asleep one night with an idea, and I woke up the next morning and hit the ground running. I don't even know how to sew, and I took fabric and glued pieces of fabric together just to get the idea out of my head. So what is the solution to what I just told you? The solution is the Kenner apps. Right now we have 3 main products. We'll start with our Kenner apps. Those are set in interior with innovative compression fabric. So if you've seen the Lululemon leggings, and that is what is the compression around the Kenner apps. And then we go to our leisure wrap. So if you just need something to slip on your hair quickly before you go on a run, before you get in the shower, before your garden, or before you get in bed and fall asleep, which is very easy to slip on. And then we have revolutionized our product to the Derma wrap. We are the world's first collagen fabric. So no longer are these satin fabrics that you see on the do-rags and the bonnets that you guys see, people wearing in the streets. We are now transferring to our Derma wraps. These are 100% collagen head wraps. A scientist in Taiwan took fish scales, literally fish scales, and took the collagen from the fish scales, turned that into a nylon, which goes to our Derma wraps. And so again, these are 100% collagen head wraps, which is revolutionary because it changes from just hair health to scalp and hair wellness. We sell direct to consumer, business to business contracts, and retail expansion. We have a digital first customer experience. We sell completely online at kennerwrap.com, at events, like this, and then, things like Juneteenth, but mostly at kennerwrap.com. And we have a big social presence as well. So if you check us out at Kennerwrap on Instagram, Facebook, we sell a lot, we do a lot of social commerce there. We contract with talented freelance seamstress. Let me tell you, starting a brand in the middle of a pandemic proved to have its challenges. Every manufacturer that I would look to work with would say, okay, Chapera, we will open our manufacturer for you, but you have to have quantities of 10,000. And I would say, I'm just starting out, and I need 200 right now to, get my Kenner wraps in the streets and to my family and my friends. And so what I did is I went on a place called Upwork. You guys can go to upwork.com and find a helper for anything you need, from plumbing to seamstress to babysitting to AI. And I found talented seamstresses that were recently laid off during COVID. We started right at the end of 2021, and they have been with us ever since. We hope to secure production, a contract with the San Domingo Pueblo in Q3 to have our product manufactured on tribal land. We are multicultural and inclusive. The biggest question I get is, can I use the head wrap on my head? And absolutely, regardless of your age, your gender, your race. Listen, if you go on, my shop is powered by Shopify. If you go on my store and look at my analytics, 3 years ago, you guys asked me who was your target customer. I would have said African-American woman with braids and twists in her hair. If you look at my Shopify analytics today, we sell to a multicultural slew of customers. So Hispanics, Native American, Caucasian, African American. When it comes to hair health, that knows no race or no color. We want our product to be used when you're going to the stylist, when you're going on trips, used at the hospital, when you're traveling with your girlfriend right here. The average man, the woman, again, with the protective styles, and the traveler. So we have had a lot of traction with our small business that we are incredibly grateful for. The biggest one right now is, two biggest ones, the DC Hospital, the Children's National Hospital in DC, I apologize, has contracted with us, so our product is used in the child and adolescent clinic, helping children recover from non-accidental head damage. And so we've been featured in Yahoo Finance, MSN, We Buy Black, Women's World. Our product is clinically tested. So last year we won a grant with NMSU and Arrowhead program, and they partnered with Los Alamos Labs. So our product has been tested, and we can say that we are lab tested for scalp and hair rejuvenation. We've been featured at Small Boutique Fashion Week. We were the first head wrap on the runway in LA at Small Business Fashion Week, and then we were featured at KOAT7. Our attraction started with a Kickstarter campaign. I literally started, again, I told you guys I woke up one day and glued fabric together. I started with a Kickstarter campaign. We raised $9,600 online on Facebook in 30 days. And my mom, like going to the dog park when she's walking her dog, like, my daughter has a new product, you should donate to her. And they would literally go and donate to my Kickstarter. You don't have to have a lot of money to start your business. You have to have persistence. You have to have determination. And you have to be resilient about your own product. And that's exactly what I did. We won our first IDIQ contract, so now the government will be using our derma wraps at the Northside Independent School District in San Antonio. I said we're lab tested. The huge excitement. I'm very, very thankful and blessed to announce that we just won our contract with the Albuquerque Sunport. So starting in August. When you fly out of the Sunport, please look for our Kenna wraps. We are the perfect airport retailer. I won't go through all this with you, but as you guys know, with the pandemic, it had a huge surge with DIY approaches. And people learned how to take care of their hair and the importance of something as simple as wrapping your hair at nighttime. The travel industry, $9 trillion in 2025, raising demand for luxury products. We no longer, as women, want to have to sacrifice beauty and wellness when we travel. And now we don't have to do that anymore. And of course, sustainability. Our products, our derma wraps, are derived from fish scales. And so it is 100% collagen, not collagen infused. They are 100% collagen wraps, and we are the world's first head wrap with a pending patent for that. Our team, I am Jupera Johnson, the founder, inventor, and CEO. We have Naya. Wave your hand, Naya. She is our fabric specialist, so she helps me choose all the fabrics and colors. Kyla is my social media manager. Hey, Kyla. And then Ashley is our project manager. I do believe economic advancement begins at home. So everything that I do, if I go to events, you will see one of my children with me. You will see online. After this, I'm going to do a TikTok about our whole event here, so you guys might see yourself online. That is Kyla telling me which music to choose and how many hashtags to use and everything for that. And so here in New Mexico, you can employ your children, I believe, at the age of 8 and pay them real-time wages. So I pay them real-time wages to do this. When I have to take pictures, my banner back there, Naya, I paid her a wage to be my model. You guys can do that here and help instill that in your children. Before I leave, I have to say we have had a number of partners here in New Mexico, from the Black Chamber to the Ujima Collective to the Mexico Trade Alliance. Every single one of these people looked at me as a person, Jupera Johnson, when I told them I needed help to scale. When I went to joined the Ujima Collective and told them I need people to bounce ideas off of, or New Mexico Arrowhead when they did my the lab testing for us, or I could go to West and tell them we just won our contract with the Sunport. Now I need money to scale, and I bet you I will have a meeting with them by Monday. Every single partner here is willing to listen and to help you scale your business. Never think that you are alone. We are asking for $75,000 to help launch our product in both the DC National Children's Hospital, the Sunport, and also to expand out of the Sunport. We have a 6-month contract, and then we will be in the retail stores, which is global. So our product will be a global brand by beginning of 2026. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Chinkara. I want to bring someone very special on stage. Give Mama a hug. She's so amazing. And deliver a clean shoe since I messed up on the slide. That's the least I can do. And my co-presenter, Ms. Naya. Did you all enjoy your lemonade? Did you stop by her stand? Yes. Did they get some treats, Naya?
Yes. So my little entrepreneur here, she is outside. There's a huge yellow lemonade stand, and she is selling lemonade and cupcakes. Please go out there and support my baby.
I am Naya and I help my mom do her business and everything in her office.
Next up is none other than Dr. Emmanuel, and he is going to tell you all about OMENKA app, and I'm going to get out the way.
Hello. Habari gani? Jina langu ni Dr. Emmanuel Asonye. Ninatoka Nigeria. Nina biashara OMENKA app. A clap for me, please. Please clap. All right. Having said that, I will never fail to introduce you to my culture, my language, and how we greet. I am Dr. Emmanuel Asonye, Ihechi Asonye. I speak Igbo language, IGBO. Igbo is one of the most popular languages spoken around the world, and we originated from the southeastern part of Nigeria, and we have a way of greeting when village people gather like this. And I'm going to say, cha, 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 Igbo Kwen. Everybody's going to say, yay! Are you ready for that? Yeah. All right. Cha, 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 Igbo Kwen. Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, we can do better. Cha, 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 Igbo Kwen. Real. Thank you. I want to thank the Ujima Collective Management for this opportunity of coming here to, see all of these beautiful faces and to tell you what we do. And I am going to start by not just telling you about OMENKA app, but about myself. And Dr. Emmanuel Ihechi Asonye, like I told you, I'm a linguist and I am a speech and hearing scientist. I started my project work back home in Nigeria, where I grew up as I was a professor at the university until I was invited by the University of New Mexico to come over here, all the way from Owerri, Imo State to Albuquerque, New Mexico. We didn't know where Albuquerque was in the map. And every time I would tell my village people where I am, they say, where is that? And some of them that would come here would ask me, what on earth did you come to look for here? So I said, I didn't know. So all I knew is that the plane that brought me and my family landed in Atlanta, and the next thing we saw ourselves in Albuquerque. Almost 10 years ago, it's been awesome. It's been, you know what it means for a whole family to move, cross the Jordan, like the Exodus, and to begin your life afresh. And at the end of the day, OMENKA app came up. I started my project working on solving language and communication problems among children that have hearing loss. For 10 years I was doing that because children that have hearing loss, that are deaf, that are born deaf, a whole lot of them in my community in Africa do not have a normal child development. Why? When families find out that their children have hearing loss, it is a huge problem. How are we going to communicate with this child? After 10 years, I found out that if I dedicate all my life doing that alone, I may not leave this world fulfilled, knowing after all that my language is beginning to suffer heavily in the hands of neo-colonial experience. And what does that mean? What it means is that OMENKA App LLC is here to solve a language problem that is fundamental. My people, Igbo people, are known for their extensive travel, just like me and my family are here. You can see the ladies, the young people that are on the uniform we call Kere Kere Star. They are over there doing their artwork at this time, and these are all children, most of whom were born in the United States because families moved over, right? And most of us are very industrious, very committed to the work they do. All what you see from my community are doctors, nurses, engineers. And these people move around the world looking for a better place and looking for places they are going to commit and do something substantial to the development of the community. I have with me Dr. Arinze Ebom. I have with me Engineer Emeka Ofo, a veteran. I have with me Mrs. Ezine Imasoye, a special ed teacher and nurse. I have with me Mrs. Ezims, a nurse. I have with me all of the people you can mention from the Igbo community, just name it. They are part of the community development. That's what we do. But at the end of the day, the downside is, while we move out of the land, we get disconnected from the culture, we get disconnected from the language. Our children may not speak the language, our children may not know the culture, our children may not even know the greeting that I just shared with you. Mrs. Dennis is here, right? She can, testify to that. And all we do is just to be part of the community. So I created OMENKA App to reverse what UNESCO in 2006 said, that if Igbo people continue to travel the way they are going to completely lose their language and culture. So what we are doing is not just only doing this for our language and culture, but teaching, or rather reminding each one of us here that is here today, the need to do what? Tell our own story in our own language and culture. What do we do in OMENKA App? So the problem we found is this: families moving away. Wherever you see us committing to the community development, people are busy going to work from 6 to 6. Doing what? Making sure they pay their taxes. And who is going to take care of the children? Who is going to make sure that the children are connected to their culture and their language? That is OMENKA App. So, OMENKA App came on board because across the statistics and research that we have done, we know that an average family, Igbo family that is in the United States, and just know that about 2 million Igbo speakers are in the United States. And that is how they are spread across every nook and cranny of the world. And just so you know, we have a popular musician in Igbo that says, that sang a song that the Igbo people believe in, that wherever you go, if you know Igbo man, what you will do? Watch out, you're wrong. And that is true. Anywhere you go in the world, you must see a person identified as Igbo, even if they don't speak the language. So, OMENKA App is here to bring the solution, and not just for the Igbo community, but also for other communities who are losing their language, just like the Native American communities who are fastly and quickly losing their language. We are modeling this methodology of saving our language and cultural heritage
for every community that can adapt and adopt it. So, we have this opportunity because we have a huge market. Just like I told you, Igbo people are everywhere in the world. There is about 70 million market size that we are targeting. Because the app that we are creating is not just only a language learning app. We are carrying the culture, ranging from the attire, the dressing, the language, the food. Here in Albuquerque, we have one of the few African food businesses. Useku Foods is online. You can Google it out, USEKWU, and we make all manner of cultural food, including vegan options. So, an average Igbo person an average Igbo family is going to have a need to use OMENKA app. That family that is in the UK, that is in Scotland, that is in Denmark, that is in Tokyo, that is in Albuquerque, that is in Florida, is going to have a need for our services. The reason is why every family is crying. And you know, if you're a parent, no matter whatever you do, you can't easily teach your child. Unless you have to go to school first to know how to do that, right? You cannot easily teach your child. So we are here to teach your child for you. Take them back to the culture. Take them back to the experience of who they are. All of us have a root. All of us has a story. And if we could not tell our stories by ourselves, nobody can tell your story better than you can tell it. Nobody can tell my child experience better than I can tell it. And we have a business model that includes adverts for companies. And let me tell you, if you are a business person here, you are looking for a community to target Igbo people everywhere in the world. You can target them through OMENKA app. If you want your business to go international and you're looking for a community to leverage on, Igbo people are there. So we have advert option, we have premium subscription, we have language classes if you want to learn Igbo, or even if you just want to learn the culture. So many Western people in America have longed to get married to Igbo people. Ladies, is that right? Yeah, we know the secrets, huh? Hey, Major, how are you? And we are saying the truth when we say people identify with Igbo culture because when we come to the community, we become part of the community. We do not create disruption, we create development. And that is why we are saying, if you have a business that you want to provide for any community, Igbo people is one of those communities you want to target. So when we started creating OMENKA app, we thought it was just something. But when the work started expanding, we found out that, oh man, we have gotten ourselves something so serious that we're going to be doing the rest of our lives. So after the initial funding, an average app that you want to create today is not going to cost you anything less than $150,000, right? But because of what we are putting into the app, the contents of the app, the initial rating of our app was about $300,000. And we started working on that. And thank God I have people who are specialists in what they're doing and who we are really taking us to the point that where we are now, we can say our app is being used by over 2,000 users across the world. So today we are here to ask, because of that, we're here to ask, because of the projection we have, we're here to ask $500,000 in projection to come into the app to get us the basic features that we want to put in the app. We're working on gaming, we're working on different levels of lesson plan, starting from beginners to intermediate and expert level. Just think of what any other prolific language app that you may have heard about, the Duolingo, the Babbel, that is what we are targeting. So we are projecting 500,000 as something that will take out there, accelerate us within the next 2 years. All right, so yeah, as soon as we started launching OMENKA app, we started seeing some other apps that are coming up that are also tailored towards language learning. But why are we standing out today? We, in our own statistics and research, have seen that we are about the only company that is carrying along both language, because we are specialists in that area, culture, today's story, history, the people. We have art gallery. If you have a published work you want us to translate in Igbo language, we do that for you. Everything that we are doing here today can be translated into Igbo language and put into the app. You can imagine that. We are the only company doing that at the moment. We are the only company creating the art gallery for Igbo culture and incorporating any culture that is interested in working with us. So you can imagine. When I started, I had to put together a team of specialists, ranging from linguists to scientists to special educationists. You can imagine this, a lady from Serbia. She's one of the people working on our data. So we, as much as we are creating a platform for our culture, we are very, very open-handed to make sure that we incorporate other people who love us for who we are, who can work with us for who we are, and we have people like this from across the world. And what we do physically, we translate into the app. So people you see here are made up of people who have studied from different fields of life. And here in Albuquerque, what are we doing? We project our culture. The OMENKA Cultural Group kids, like I said, are over there doing artwork. If you are around in Albuquerque a few days now, you've been seeing us everywhere. On Saturday, we're going to be in Rio Rancho performing, and we're going to come back also to the World Refugee Day performing. We are not just performing to create envy, no, rather to spark the interest of anybody who wants to take up the initiative of projecting their culture, because as you are living here today, if you are not getting anything out of this program, just get it that we, all of us, the Ujima Collective, have intentionally sparked the urge and the interest in you wanting to tell your own story. You have your story. No one can tell it for you. That's what OMENKA app is doing. And if you think that what we're doing is important, even if you cannot support us by donating or by giving us money, support us by starting to tell your own story. And if you want your own story to be published on OMENKA app, we will do that as well. So it is my pleasure to be one of those that Ujima Collective has given this opportunity to showcase what I am doing. And you can contact us if you want more about our services in any way. Thank you. Ndewono.
Beautiful. Thank you, Dr. Emmanuel. And so we're going to keep this program moving. We have exactly uno, dos, tres, or san. That's three. All right. Presentations to go before you'll be able to run and get some dinner, patronize all of the vendors, pick up your materials from each of them, book a service, you know, do all the things. So you are now greeted by Seeds of Joy Psychiatry, Miss Tamara Gardner.